So any questions on this till now? And we have a Selenium 4 architecture, and so we'll see some differences between Selenium 3 and Selenium 4. This is another interview question. So then we'll go for the challenges, and then we'll, yeah, so. Okay. So what is the super interface of WebDriver? So the answer is search context. The super interface of WebDriver is a search context interface. So this is the structure: public interface, WebDriver, extends, search context. So this is the child and this is the parent interfaces. So interface extends to another interface, right? So one interface can extend to another interfaces, no issues. So Selenium 4 architecture, as I mentioned, Selenium 3, there is a JSON wire protocol here, right? Now that is avoided here. So internally, so the communication happens between the client and server. So you can, it will talk directly to the browser driver server. That's HTTP server. And then that will interact with the real browser. The action will happen and the output will get back. So that's the Selenium 4 interaction. Then what is the difference? So Selenium 3, the Chrome driver extends directly to the remote web driver. In Selenium 4, Chrome driver class extends to Chromium driver, which has some predefined method to access the dev tools. So that's the main difference. Okay. So in Selenium 3, JSON wire protocol was the major mode of communication between the code and the browser. But in Selenium 4, so W3C protocol is the main communication channel. So in Selenium 3, so testers were always to start the hub and node jars each time to perform automation testing on the grid. So whereas in Selenium 4, you don't need to do that. So if you start the hub and all the node jars, so automatically they will start. So that's the difference between Selenium 3 and Selenium 4. So the challenges, there are quite a few challenges are there. Challenges means when you're automating, what are the challenges you will face? That's a common question. So the first one is pop-up windows, but now in Selenium 4, they made it easy. So not that much complicated now. Easily you can switch to alerts. So using alerts, alt equal to driver dot switch to method dot alert method you can use. Then you can handle the alert window dialog boxes or alert dialog boxes using so accept method. So alt reference variable dot accept. Alt reference variable dot dismiss is the now going to dismiss the alerts. So basically alerts are 3 types: simple alerts, prompts, confirmation dialog boxes. So when they occurs, if you're not handling the alert handling mechanism, then your script will stop their own. So you have to use. So the solution is handling the alert pop-ups using alert methods. Alert alt equal to driver dot switch to method dot alert method you have to use. That's the first challenge, how to handle. The second one is identifying a dynamic elements. how to identify dynamic elements. So in the web page, you will get a dynamic web element. I already told you the problem is handling the dynamic elements in the web page. If you're not handling, next time when you're running your program, your test script will fail because the object identification is changed. To handle that, you have to use a dynamic so elements handling concepts like contains, starts with, ends with CSS selector and XPath functions you have to use. So then obviously you can handle any dynamic objects. And timeout and sync issue. So another major challenge here is when you are not using synchronization commands in WebDriver, and your test case will fail because there are a lot of reasons, right? Your page will take more time to load, or some element is taking more time to load into the web page, and all these factors will stop your program execution, right? So then your test case will fail. It will result in fail. Then how can we handle that? So to handle that, Selenium is providing the wait commands. You have to use explicit wait command and fluent wait commands. So those wait commands, if you use in your code, and automatically WebDriver thread will wait for that much time or that condition to be satisfied. That's the timeout or synchronization issue. So next, cross-browser testing. So cross-browser testing is, running your test cases on different browser and operating system combination, right? So cross-browser testing is only browsers, different browsers. So you are going to run your test cases, right? You are going to run your test case on different browsers. How can we do that? So here, if you want to do, you have to use a grid concept. So our TestNG, multiple parallel browser running concept you can do with the TestNG. And the grid house. Grid is the suggested one. Mobile applications. So basically Selenium, so it doesn't support mobile application testing. So, and you have to use Appium tool, that is having WebDriver protocol. So automatically you can so run your test cases on the mobile applications using Appium tool. So it's an open source tool, right? It's an open source tool, but they will use inside the tool WebDriver protocol. So they will use the WebDriver protocol framework and to test the hybrid and iOS and Android mobile apps testing purpose. So that's the one mobile application testing how to do. So page loading, as I mentioned, timeout and synchronization issue. Sometimes your web pages will take more time to load, or some nowadays APIs has come, right? APIs might fail. So how can we ensure the page loading and everything is done or not? And you can use wait times. So as just now I mentioned, right, wait commands. You can use wait commands after each statement. So then it will really helps you to handle the page loading issues. If it is taking more time also, you can tell, wait, then you can to run that. That's a page loading thing. Scalability. Scalability is nothing but it's an open source platform. Okay. So scalability means running so on different browser and operating system combinations, basically. Browser and operating system combination means like a Mac, Windows, Linux machines if you want to run, and you can configure in the grid setup. So then you can run all of them. So at parallel execution, you can do that also. So you can reduce the time also with this. That's another one. Multi-tab testing, as I mentioned, you can do multi-tab testing very easily with the Selenium 4 feature. So window of window type dot tab, window type dot window, if you use new windows or new tabs will open automatically. You can switch to that windows. There is a concept driver dot switch to method dot window of window ID you can give. So, but you have to use get window handle method, get window handles methods here to get the particular window IDs. That's a multi-tab testing means. Okay. So any questions here? So limited reporting, the last one is limited reporting. So reporting is so it doesn't have inbuilt reporting capability, right? So you have to depend on the TestNG or third-party tools, extend reports and something. So you have to depend on third-party tools to get the Selenium suite report. So that's another thing. Limited captcha handling. So with Selenium, you cannot handle captcha completely. Though, so no, captcha means I hope you all know. So there is a image inside, text will be there. Then you have to type it. So you can handle that. So that's a lot of Java code you have to write, some DLLs you have to use. Directly, you don't have a provision in Selenium handling the captcha. So let me show you the captcha. I don't know how many of you know that, but here it is. So this is the captcha. See the image inside you have LDP4, right? See this one, you have to get this text and then you need to type here. But so image inside, so extracting the letters is not easy. You have to use a lot of Java code, you have to write some DLL you have to use, then only possible. But so the question here is a direct provision you don't have in Selenium. So that's another challenge. If you have a captchas in your website, you cannot automate that with the Selenium. And also it supports only web-based applications. That's another drawback. It doesn't support Windows-based applications. So again, Windows-based applications, if you want to automate, you need to use a different tools. Like, so you have UFT now. Before we call that QTP. Now, so we are calling that UFT. So you have to use that UFT if you want to automate that, right? Okay, so that's the challenges and how to solve those challenges. Okay. Now, see that WebDriver, so Firefox browser how to launch. WebDriver driver equal to new Firefox driver. How to launch Chrome browser. WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome driver. WebDriver driver equal to new Internet Explorer driver. WebDriver driver equal to new Edge driver. So this is the driver initialization. So you have to initialize, you have to write the code like this. So the left-hand side WebDriver only, but the right-hand side you have to create a respective browser class object. Then all the methods will be executed on that browser class. and that real browser. So that's the how you can launch the browsers. If you want to see the methods, all of them, we'll discuss tomorrow. But today, we have completed this browser methods. Let me show you where are those and where you can find all of them. So you can see here, so the blog archive, February 2020. And you can see here, WebDriver browser commands. So this is the one I covered today. So how to launch the browser and what is get method, get of URL. So it opens the given URL. So the syntax is driver.get URL. The second one is get title. It fetches the current page title, returns the string type data. So string t equal to driver.get title, and you print the page title. Get current URL. It fetches the current page absolute URL, returns the string type data. So string abs URL equal to driver.get current URL. Get page source. It fetches the current page HTML source code, returns a string type data. String src equal to driver.get page source. So these are all return type methods. If you know that, easily you can write. Get window handle, get window handles. So get window handle will fetch the current window ID. So it returns a string type data equal to driver.get window handle. Get window handles, which fetches all the open window IDs into set collection. So set string handles equal to driver.get window handles. Close method, it closes the current window. So that is a driver.close. Quit method, it closes all the associated windows. So driver.quit. So these are the two interview questions. Please go through this and with the syntaxes. So if you know these syntaxes, you can easily write the code. So that's that. So read this and just practice and come back. Tomorrow we'll discuss few more methods. Okay. Any questions?